Hey guys, and welcome to the Weeb Lounge. This is our navigation walkthrough for ReZero Lost in Memories, the new gacha game that just came out. So far, I am enjoying it quite a bit, and it's not that big of a hassle to really get into. Alright, let's start off with the menu. Now this is the very first menu that you come across when you open up the game. This is where you start to access everything. Now what we're going to do is kind of go around in a little bit of a circle here, kind of getting the gist of everything. The top left, very top left, that's essentially your mental stamina. There's two kinds of stamina in here, mental stamina and just below it your regular stamina. Mental stamina is used to progress through story arcs, whereas regular stamina is used for questing and grinding. So the difference between these two is your regular stamina generates over time, just like any other gacha game. But mental stamina, you kind of have to do dailies and progress differently. It doesn't recoup over time, rather it'll give it to you at the appropriate places or it kind of acts as like a barrier to keep you from going too much into the storyline too quick. Right now I have 8 of 10. I can progress through some story, that's for sure, and I'll be getting to that later on tonight. In the top right, those are your magical stones. Those are your quartz. Those are your jewels. That's your premium currency. Obviously, that's what you use for your gacha rolls. That's where you're going to spend your hard-earned cash if you're not going to do it free to play. And with this game, I'll get to the gachas in a second. With this game, I don't think you really want to spend much money on this one. Below that, that's just kind of like a general currency. You know, every time you level somebody up, increase a skill, do any kind of character improving actions, it's going to spend some of that. Now, menu. Menu isn't terribly important. The only thing that's like really important, obviously, is right here. That's basically your account backup, your account bind, or whatever you want to call it. You hit that, and then I'm not going to go into this, but basically just go through the steps. Set a user, password, whatever it asks you for, bind your account. It's so important because if you uninstall the game, you lose your game or whatever, and you don't have your account bound, and especially if you spent some money, well, you're SOL. The only other thing I'm going to mention is the very top one. You can pick a character to be your home favorite. Now, right now, of course, I got Rem. Just about everybody's probably going to have Rem. But it also shows the bond rank right there. Now, bond rank in most games is something you can do by grinding out quests, feeding them little gifts or something. And this one, not so much. The only way to get their bond level up is to just do the quest with them in the group. And thus far, I haven't seen any benefit to actually increasing that. Maybe there is, and I'm just missing it, but so far, I haven't noticed anything. So in other words, more or less, you can probably just ignore it. I'm willing to bet it just opens up voice lines and stuff like that for now. All right, over here, oh, don't want to hit Rem too much or whatever, she'll start talking all like crazy and stuff. You got the box. Box, it says box. Now you have two options here. The one on the left is your presence. I got 100 stamina sitting here waiting for me. I'm leaving it sit there because some of the fights in this game actually take a while. The one on the right is essentially just a log of what you've gotten in the past. And that's all the stuff that I've been getting, and I'm getting out of there. All right. Now the one below box, mission. If you just install this game or whatever, and hopefully if you're going to play sooner rather than later, because it's got the start dash program going. I'm assuming that runs out at some time, but you know, who knows. Top left, you have your dailies. Basically just do the quest. Like here, after a certain time I get 30 stamina. All my other dailies were completed. And you see right here, this daily right here was for 3 of that mental stamina. Well, doing dailies, that's how you're going to get some of your mental stamina back. The middle one, that is normal for your normal quest. It's basically just progressing through the game as a whole, doing the regular quest, doing the storyline, you know, grinding, leveling up scroll things, or I don't even know what they call them, but the leveling up stuff. Like pretty much anything you do in the game, there's some kind of normal quest for it, and eventually you can get a ton of stuff. And I have to apparently wait 30 days for a guarantee 3-star summon right there. I get a 2-star after 15. Yeah, I don't know if you really should have to wait that long, especially if that's the start dash thing or whatever. It's whatever. But the one on the right, that is event. Now, these top 3 that I have not done yet, those are all start dash missions. And I think I know how to get them done, and I'm working on it, but it's going to be hard to get that top one for now. That's a lot of grinding. Rest of them, look at all that. Clear, 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 clear. You get an awful lot of stones and stuff just by doing all 3 of these, especially the event, especially the start dash event. All right, let's get to the good stuff. The big box on the left here, stop touching Rem. She'll get chatty if I do. That's your story. Now, these here are the chapters. Now, you're going to start at, obviously, at chapter 1. And you have all that. Yeah, I have not done all that. Now, essentially, you pick one. Well, you have to do them in somewhat of an order, top down, basically. And you click it, and it goes through just basically kind of like a visual novel. But it'll have choices that you'll have to pick, okay? These choices that you pick are going to determine the outcome, what branch that you can go down, or if there's different possibilities. A whole bunch of different branches here, but also within each story, there could be different branches. Now, here is where I am highly, highly going to suggest appmedia.jp/Rezelos, Rezelos. Picture up there, and I'm going to put a link to it in the description. Make sure you have Google Translate. All right, Chrome, Google Translate, and it will be a godsend to you getting through these quests, because there's a walkthrough for these options. If you can't read Japanese, you can still get this all done perfectly fine, because there's a list of what choices you have to make and where they go, etc., etc. It's going to help you out so much. Plus, it'll help you out with, knowing what the characters do, the best characters to get, stuff like that. So that thing that was there and the link down in the description, get to it. Now, of course, as you progress, different chapters open up, and when you get through the story, you get quartz, you get different rewards, you get certain things that help your character level up and power up as well. So doing the story isn't just for visual novel effect. You get a lot of goodies doing it, and plus, in order to unlock some of the battles, you have to progress through the story. Speaking of battles, right over here, quests. Now, this right here, that's your main quest storyline. Now, I've gotten through chapter 1. There's chapter 2, 3 I haven't got to yet. Probably because, my characters are getting whooped at this point, so I can't get pushed past that. But essentially, these are your quests. Chapter 1 has 30 parts, and if you clear them and do them proper, you get little magic stones. I keep wanting to call them quartz. Magic stone rewards, and of course those will lead to you getting more gachas, but plus these also will drop certain things like leveling up cloths or whatever, or other components to help your characters level. So some of these will be very handy to grind. Unfortunately, there's no skip tickets in this game, at least not yet. So when you're grinding, you have to do the battle. You can hit auto for your battle. Oh my god, but the AI for auto battles is stupid. Outright freaking stupid. So if it's a real easy battle, go ahead and do auto. If it's iffy, don't leave it on auto. Especially if it's like a big boss fight or something. It's just, you could otherwise lose a fight that you should win. Put it that way. The AI is dumb. All right, now for these ones on the bottom left, that's arena. All right. Essentially, you just put together a group, hit that arena button that I accidentally hit there at the bottom, and pick someone to fight. And the higher rank you get, the more points you get. These guys up here, and you'll be able to spend that at a shop. Even if your characters really suck, do this, because you need to advance, you need to collect, and plus one of the dailies is to do an arena battle. So yeah, do it. Even if your characters are horrible, just do it. The one on the bottom right are little grind quests for memory fragments. Or, I don't think they call them memory fragments, just fragments in general. Essentially, if you think Princess Connect, if you've played that, you get so many of these, you can change the star level of your character. Like, it doesn't increase the star level, it changes it. I'll get to that, why that's a difference. And plus, if you don't have the character, you can collect a whole bunch of these and eventually get the character. It will take forever and a day if you do it that way, but you can. Now, the one you're going to be spending most of your time on is this right here. The dungeon quest. The go here and grind everything till you die. This game's only been out for a few days, and I swear I've spent like 10, 12 hours on this thing already. You're going to be here for a while, okay? Now, the top ones, you'll notice, these first three, and they do change. These first three, you can only do 3 times because the drop rate is really increased. And then the bottom ones, from here on down, you can do as many times as you want. All different fragments, all things to help level your characters, whether it be skills or whatnot. And you're going to spend a large amount of time early on right here, okay? That's to get the sheets or scrolls or runes, whatever the heck they're calling it, to level up your characters, your basic level. The rest of these are going to help you gain stars. You know, take your 3-star character to 4 stars and so on. The ones down here are components to help level your skills, which are also very important. That's all important, believe me. That's the combat screen, the basic combat screen. And that was all from the homepage. All that. That's actually, I think, the most stuff. Let's go to the character strengthening page. That would be this guy right here. Now, out of these 3 options, the one right here, that's just a list of items. I get away easy with that one. I mean, hey, list of items, there. Yay, I'm good at explaining things. All right, the one on the left, these are essentially, like, they call them, I think, memory fragments to them, okay? But they're basically craft essences, or you could even call them assist characters. You put one of these with each of your characters, and they get certain bonuses and stat increase. Now, if you just click one at random, you see I got that to level 35. You see the 4 empty stars right here? Whenever you get an extra copy of that, you know, be it in the gacha or whatever, you use that to increase the star level. Now, let me go back there. This button right here, strengthening. Press that. And the first screen you're going to come across, you know, that's just increase the level. That's just the level right there, see? And you notice how much money it takes if you're looking at the bottom there. That's a ridiculous amount of money. So I've been going easy on it. Now, of these options up here, the one on the right, that's the one to improve, not increase the star level, but improve star quality. Now, you'll see this one. Oh, let me go to one that I have it on, which would be you, with Amelia. Now, you see, I had 1 extra copy of her. And by getting that 1 extra copy, it changes that, it filled that in with like this little blue star, okay? And you can get up to 4 copies to merge with this thing. And what that does is these little bonuses down here. Each time you open one up, it makes one of these little bonuses open up. Now, this one just seems to be a hit point increase. But, you know, if you have yourself a maxed out craft essence, I want to call them, then get that extra little bonus. That's all there is to those. Now, the characters are a little bit more complicated. Let me prepare here. Okay. The characters are a little bit more complicated. This one right over here on the right. What did I put? Oh, I went to the log. Character screen. Now, let's pick a character to level, and let's say, gotta pick a rem, right? All right. Oh, boy. First panel here. Status. Now, that's going to tell you all the stats on the right, obviously. I mean, that's pretty damn apparent from looking at it. But what do the other 4 buttons do? Okay, here we go. The very top one right here basic level. Okay, if you want to increase their level, use that. I don't even have enough of those to increase their level by 1. I need to grind a lot more than I already have, and that's sad. But that just increases basic level. The one below that, right here, that is star level. Now, to increase your star level, you have to go to that dungeon page and grind the proper crystals in order to do it. As you can see, I've been kind of working on it a little bit with these crystals down here. Now, get those proper crystals, you can get her star level up. Now, Rem started at 3 stars. I got her to 4. I want to get her to 5. What does that do? Just the act of increasing the star level does improve their stats. Okay, all their stats are going to go up. And it also increases their maximum level. So you increase their level even more, get better stats, better character. The one on the right is not open for me yet. So I actually can't tell you what that is, but I have a feeling it's kind of like a holy grail thing in Fate Grand Order, where you get a specific item and you can bump them up past the limit. Maybe. That's my hypothesis. I haven't got there yet, and I haven't been able to find anything on it. Okay. Third option, down here. That is that special star level. Now, in order to increase their special star level, you need fragments. These guys down here. How do you get fragments? Well, in one of those quest things, you can just kind of grind them. In several of the shops that I'm going to be getting to, you can buy them. Or if you happen to get a duplicate of the character, it's going to hand you a whole bunch of them. And by a whole bunch, I think I just mean 50, which is kind of sad, actually. But, yeah. So, when you get doubles of a character in the gachas, you get a whole bunch of those fragments. Depending on the star level is going to depend on how many you get. And when you up that, you unlock one of these panels. All right? That's going to be important coming up here. Memory board. This right here. Oh boy. Okay, let's go to tier 1. Now, I've unlocked all of tier 1 and tier 2 with this. Now, what it is you progress in a little bit of a line here, and once you get all of these filled, you can go to the next tier. All these are just increasing your stats, and in order to increase the stats, of course, there's other components that you need to get, a lot of which are in the story. You go through the story, you can end up getting a lot of this stuff, but also in the shop with certain tokens, your dailies and everything, you can get a whole bunch of them as well. I've completed tier 1, I've completed tier 2, working on tier 3. Well, I can't really say working on it, I just got there. But let's say I wanted to add +5 defense. It's going to take a lot of the star, I don't even know what these are. Legit. Purple star shiny thingies. You need that many of them down here, and yeah. I'm nowhere close. I'm pretty much at a roadblock with Rem. It's too early, I guess. But, oh, before I get there, you see, one of the tiers is S down here. When you increase that star quality, it unlocks these boards with extra special little goodies. And of course, there's 4 to unlock. If you unlock all 4, you spend your components, you level that up, it's going to be the best character you can get. And these seem fairly significant too, so definitely don't shy away from those things. Ugh. And that's just the first panel, the status panel. The middle one at the top here, skill. Each character has 3 skills. When you level them up, they get a little bit better. Once again, more components to grind in the other pages and stuff. Man, there's a lot to grind in this. There's so much to grind in this. Okay, well, if you wanted to level that up, I would need like 40 nuts. I'm gonna leave it at that. So, and once you level them up so far, once you unlock little special bonuses, which are these down here. Now, with this one, the first one, I have to increase a total of 5 levels. They all start at 1. I've only increased 2. And then this one, 15, this one, 25. And you'll unlock those little bonuses, whatever they are. They're going to be different for each character. Now, this middle one by itself that doesn't really do anything, that's a leadership skill, leader skill. If she is set as the primary character in your battle formation, there's going to be a certain bonus. And in this case, defense up by 30% for the whole team. That's pretty nice, actually. It saved my ass plenty of times. All right. The third one, thankfully, is just kind of like an information panel. That's all it is. If you want to listen to some voice lines that you unlocked, you can do that right here. Whatever she said. Okay. Now that's the character strengthening screen. Let's go to the gacha. I know a lot of people want to know about the gachas, and the gachas are really straightforward. On the gacha page, you have two different panels to pick from. The one on the left is just your basic gachas, and if there's any kind of event going, which this is the release campaign right here, you can spend your magic jewels, magic stones. I would just call them quartz. Every game should call them quartz. I get confused way too easily, actually. But Julius here is the bonus 3-star character, and he is actually a pretty good character. So you got the magic stones. Trying to go for him, definitely a good idea. And right here is, of course, the list of what characters and stuff you can. Now keep in mind, just I think once every day you can get one free pull out of the standard gacha, which is this guy down here. I've already done mine, but you know, typical gacha stuff. You got your 10 pulls, you got your single. My advice is always never do the single pull. Never ever do the single pull. Do the 10 pull because you get guaranteed stuff. It's like that in pretty much every gacha game there is. Now the second panel is a ticket gacha. They have a little, it's basically the same as the normal gacha, but more or less anyways, but instead they have tickets. You can only use tickets on this one. And 10 pull, once again, you get a bonus. Not a good idea to do one. But since you're getting these for free, just doing dailies and whatever across time, doing singles is probably not going to hurt you all that bad. But still, you want that extra little bonus to your pulls, do a 10. That's the gacha. Now, the very last one over here is the shop. Now, it's immediately going to open up the page for you to spend your money. Whether you spend money or not is up to you. I did spend a little bit, not going to lie, but it seems like this game's pretty pricey, okay? If you are going to spend money in this game, I highly recommend you just stick it to like these little bonus packs here. You don't try to get anything else like super special or just buy quartz outright. The first page is for packs, special packs and such. The middle one is just buying your magic stones outright. And as you can see, in US dollars, for almost 510 pulls, it's $94.20. That's just too much. I mean, a lot of these gachas charge a ridiculous amount, and I know because I've spent a ridiculous amount. I'm dumb like that. Learned my lesson. But that seems pretty high price even compared to other gachas, other games. Now the one all the way on the right, I have one of these items, that little golden spindle guy there. And I have a feeling that's the one thing that you want to save because it can maybe push a character up past their limit or something. That's my hypothesis on it. Now, right now, I could trade it in for 200 magic stones, but I'm not going to do it until I find out for certain that it's not just for that, it's something else as well. Now, see this little exchange thing down here? Oh, go back. The little money bag exchange thing, bottom right over here. That takes you to the actual shop that doesn't cost money. It's almost like they hid it a little bit. I mean, it's there, but they don't want you to notice it that much. This is where you go to spend basic in-game currency that you earn. The top one, arena coins. You spend those on fragments, leveling up things, other components. You can even spend it 500 on one of those spindles and then turn the spindle in for 200 quartz if you want, or other things. But that's too much. I ain't gonna do that. The next one down is just ReZero medals. And I've spent a ton of these. You guys are going to earn a ton of these. And essentially, you can just spend it on whatever you need at the time. Of course, I highly recommend the top two. Those are your gacha tickets. And yeah, you get a total of 6 by just spending a few in there. I bought them all out right off the bat. The third one down, the gold coin looking thing, those are Shion coins. Join metal. Little rare, little harder to get. But once again, you can get a whole bunch of little memory pieces or fragments, whatever. I keep wanting to call them memory pieces, but in this, they're fragments. Now the next one with the media with the playing, what looks like playing cards. Whenever you do a pull from a gacha, it gives you one of these cards. And when you get so many of these cards, you can turn them in for a pick of whatever you want. So like right at the very top one, Julius there, I've done, looks like 310 pulls, and it gave me 30 cards. Well, in order, if I never get him or I just want another copy of him, it takes 300 of those things. Okay, essentially these things are here for the whales. Okay, if you're going to be spending a ridiculous amount of money on this game and make sure you get a little bit of everything, well, right here, this is where you can get everything, pretty much. So that's for the whales. I don't think that's going to apply to most free-to-play players. Maybe if when the gachas rotate, it won't. But man, that's a lot of money. Now this here is when you have enough memory pieces, you can actually buy characters outright with enough memory pieces. If somehow I got 200 of these Amelia 3 stars, I could turn them in, get a copy of her. It will take forever and a day to get that many fragments to get, this is one of those pages where it's like, okay, I don't think this is gonna, you're not gonna be coming here very often. You're just not. Over time, maybe, but anytime soon, probably not. Now the very bottom one, essentially those craft essence things, that these are actual memory fragments. That's what they're called. They're memory fragments. But I call them craft essences because I get confused with other games. So if you have a whole bunch of these or ones that you just don't want anymore, just ditch them from your inventory, you can trade them in for regular ReZero medals. 1 stars are not worth hardly anything. That's kind of going to be a given. All right, go back to the home page, and there you go. That's your basic navigation to get yourself around ReZero Lost in Memories. If I happen to miss something, or you know a little something that I don't quite know, make sure to mention down in the comments. And thankfully, I kept this video a little shorter than my Princess Connect one. My Princess Connect one went on for an hour. That was, yeah, this is less than half of that. Oh, man. Still a little out of breath, though. All right, now, this gacha game, along with others, I tend to stream just about every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, along with a little bit of Warzone or whatever else I feel like playing. I got the ReZero Lost in Memories, Princess Connect, there's Fate Grand Order, there's Konosuba Fantastic Days, and I just picked up a certain magical index to give that a try. I'm really liking it, and I'll probably be streaming more of that. It's an interesting game, but hopefully this guide helped you out. Give us a like, give us a sub, give us a share. Whatever the heck button is in front of you that you feel like putting, we very much appreciate it. See you in another video.